Hey guys, today we are going to go over some theater terminology, some vocab, and maybe some phrases that could be useful and helpful for you, especially if you're involved in the performing arts. So the two words I actually want to go over first and help distinguish from each other is drama and theater. So drama is actually the written text and the literature of a musical, a play, or even an opera. Theater, on the other hand, is a live performance, a live production. For example, a play is not necessarily meant to be read, it's actually meant to be seen. This is the book Hamlet, and it is on Amazon. I'm just doing the preview. So you can see Act 1, Scene 1. There are little stage instructions here, and as you scroll down, you can see that it is basically just the dialogue, which is a really good example of the fact that plays are meant to be seen and not read. An easy way to remember this is that we read drama and we see theater. Drama also tends to have sometimes more of a negative connotation, whereas theater is actually a more professional term to use, and it is technically correct if you are talking about a live performance on stage. Prop. This is actually short for the word property, and it has to do with any movable object that the actor uses on stage. Blocking. This encompasses any stage movements by the actors, whether it's entrances, exits, or moving on or off the stage or across the stage in any direction. Next, let's go over some stage directions in maybe a different way than you normally learn about them. So I drew the boxes on the cement, but I realized that they're actually quite difficult to see, so I added captions. But in case that went by way too fast, here is a more clear diagram of stage directions, and I'll be sure to leave a link to all of these documents as well. An additional note in regards to stage directions is the topic of visual dominance. Visual dominance means where you stand on stage actually matters depending on what your character needs to portray. A great example of this is that high levels often always dominate lower levels, and that downstage planes always will dominate upstage planes. And if you are standing or sitting in the audience and you are facing the stage, this is house right and this is house left. Cheating out. This is readjusting your body with the audience in mind. This is positioning yourself so that the audience can see you and hear you better when you are talking. The terms full back and full front are kind of self-explanatory. Full back is your entire back facing the audience, and full front is the actor's front facing the audience. If the director asks you to stand profile, this is a complete side view of you. So this would be whether you are facing stage left or stage right. So now to move on to a few terms in regards to breathing and speaking. Learning how to utilize your diaphragm properly on stage will help you tremendously in the performing arts. Your diaphragm is the muscle which separates the chest, or the thoracic cavity, from the abdomen. So this is the main muscle of respiration. Inflection. This is the pitch or the tone of one's voice and often has to do with the rising or the falling of the tone. Projection. This is the strength of speaking or singing loudly and clearly, and it is achieved by breathing correctly and fully utilizing your diaphragm. Now for a few different types of stages. We have the proscenium, or the picture frame stage. This is one of the most common. You can see in this example that this is the house, this is the stage, and they are divided by this proscenium. The thrust, or the three-quarter stage. As you can see from this photo, this is when the audience is on either side of the stage and in front of the stage, otherwise known as 3/4 of the way around. Another type is the arena, or the theater in the round. The audience is located all around the stage in the center. Well, I hope that whether this was review or maybe you learned something new, that this was helpful and useful to you. If you can think of any other phrases or terminology that is important for performing artists on stage to know, please let us know in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys later.